Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Clayton Dembski Show, the Big Clayt podcast. Today is June 12th. Second day in a row, we are recording an episode, and we're back on the wagon, baby. We are 5 days back from Hawaii now, and feeling great. Feeling great. No real structure today. Don't have a list of things. Just wanted to get on for a little bit. I'm pretty tired today. I'll be frank about that. I'm pretty tired and wanted to get an episode out just as a little bit of a day recap and just to keep the momentum going. Keep going. It's the message of the day. Pretty cool day. Maybe I'll recap a little bit all over the place, probably not in chronological order, but I just got back from the wonderful establishment of Costco Wholesale up in Novato, California. And I had an ice cream, and that's okay, and I forgive myself, and I don't feel great after eating it. I didn't eat the whole thing. I ate probably half to 2/3 of it, but I had to try the caramel and churro ice cream sundae, which is way too sweet and way too indulgent. Still good. The vanilla ice cream is full of chemicals and delicious, but too much caramel sauce, too much churro, too sweet, very unbalanced. My brother and his wife shared a strawberry vanilla swirl ice cream. That was a little more up my alley, even though it still is pretty artificial chemical tasting. Delicious nonetheless. So I guess point number one, Big Clayt had a little dessert today, and we're going to throw it in the category of carb loading for a big hike tomorrow. Make sure we work it off, but every now and again, you got to treat yourself a little bit. So, well, I guess every now and again has turned into yesterday I had Greek yogurt, today I had ice cream, so we're going to get back on track tomorrow. But that was awesome. I love Costco, love being in the energy there, and it was beautiful. About 8:15 p.m. golden hour in this beautiful June summer day up in Novato, so all good things to be grateful for. Went up there with my brother and my sister-in-law, and it was beautiful. So that's that. Pretty big day. Pretty long day. I woke up, body has been hurting big time. I did a big old lift on Tuesday, the first full day I was back from Hawaii. Wednesday, I played my buddy Reese in a tennis match. I mentioned that yesterday. And then I ran home, showered, had a little bit of dinner, and went to play a softball game. So shoulders are real sore. Also did a lot of shoulder work at the gym in that Tuesday sesh. And the legs sprinting around, bending down, playing tennis are really taking a toll. All the little ligaments and things that aren't usually activated are firing and sore right now. So a little bit of a lethargic wake up. But I pushed through. I got out. I went for a sun walk at like 8 a.m. Got probably a good mile and a half in there, and then came back, rolled out, stretched on the floor of my room, and hit a 6-mile run on my marsh path out and back to Sausalito. So we did it. We logged 6 miles in Strava. We got out there even though the body wasn't feeling great. So I'm proud of hey, give yourself a pat on the back. A little pat on the back for Big Clayt. We'll take it. It's not perfect, but we're doing it. I got to, I got to cook a little bit today. I made some really good Japanese barbecue sauce, ground beef with some sriracha, mixed in some leftover ginger garlic rice I had from Tuesday night's barbecue. What else? Scrambled some eggs into it, put some cucumbers on top and green onions. Kind of just a weird breakfast, lunch, Asian bowl. So delicious. Can't get enough of that. Doing a little carbs this week because I want to train heavy and keep pushing myself in the gym, as well as get out on a big long hike tomorrow. So some carbs have been consumed. We'll be transparent about that. No shame. No shame. Carbs are good sometimes in moderation. And yeah, it was great. Great to cook this morning. Got some leftovers in the fridge for tomorrow. Not the egg. The egg I cook fresh each time because leftover egg is gross. But I got some beef and rice mixture left over that'll be eaten tomorrow at some point. So that was after the run. Who knows what point we're on? 3, 4, 5. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Free form flowing today. And I had cold brew. When I was in Hawaii, I was drinking a lot of cold brew. Very delicious, nice and refreshing on a hot day. So I figured, let me get a little piece of that action and start brewing myself some cold brew. Never done it before until this week. And I made a little 1-cup batch on Monday or Tuesday morning to try it out. And it was okay. I had some old ice in my freezer that kind of tasted like freezer, so it wasn't the best coffee. I also didn't have anything to mix into it. So today I got a little half and half. I got a little bag of ice from the grocery store and a second batch of cold brew that I made yesterday. Pretty good. I'm pretty into it. I was definitely a little bit tweaked off the caffeine, took some L-theanine to kind of calm me down. And that was only an 8-ounce cup. So I guess cold brew is a lot more potent per the research I've been doing, and steeps longer, so you're getting more of that caffeine. So little 8-ounce cup had me firing, and that was a nice little refresher after the run and after a nice lunch. So great start to the morning. Really enjoyed it. I was also able to complete my cottage food operation permit application, which felt good to do because I said I was going to do it, and I got it done. I submitted that to the County of Marin. Miss Joanne, very helpful on the phone, walked me through the process and how to submit payment once it gets approved. And she was a little understaffed and overworked on this lovely warm Friday here in Marin County. So she emailed me at the end of the day saying, I promise I didn't forget, but I'm going to have to get to it on Monday. So shout out Joanne for the transparency there. Always appreciate it, even if there is a little bit of a delay. And she said it'll probably be 20-ish, maybe plus or minus a few days, I think, and would assume that's business days. So it could be like a full month before I actually get the permit. But the point is, I have kicked that into motion, and I will be starting Clayton's Homemade Kitchen to sell some treats out of my house, maybe build a little social media for it, do some marketing, and see if I can make some sales and earn a little revenue on the side, a little profit, not just revenue. We want to make money too. But submitted a bunch of different things I want to make. Tortilla chips, potato chips, popcorn, kettle corn, granola, cookies, what else? Garlic butter, herb butter. Bunch of things on the list that are all approved under the cottage home operation guidelines and reasonable within California law. So I'm very much looking forward to getting that approved so I can start slinging products legally and have a presence in that market without feeling concerned that I'm going to get sued or get in trouble or, just doing things by the books. I don't believe in big government. I think it's a absolute fucking sham. I think it's ridiculous. I have to pay $232 to the County of Marin to sell food when you go into a commercial kitchen and it's filthy in there and they're legally able to sell food. I don't think they should have to pay either. I believe in natural consequences. I believe if people get sick from the food you sell, naturally they will not come back. You will not have a business because people will get sick. I understand liability. I understand people get sick. I got food poisoning in Spain. You think I'm suing somebody for the fucking meat that's been baking in the sun that they half cooked before they threw it in my sandwich? No. And that's my fault. And I shouldn't go back to the place that gave me food poisoning. And that's okay. I don't like the American way of throwing bureaucratic boundaries and obstacles to open businesses. But at the end of the day, this is the best country in the world, and I will play by the rules if that means that I can legally sell food and not have the government coming after me. I already got ops on the road. I've got 2 tickets this year, just driving like an asshole, and I kind of peeled out of a parking lot the other day, and a fireman was there, and he pulled out his phone, and I'm 99.9% sure he took pictures of my license plate to probably send to his cop friends and say, get this guy off the road. So I got ops, and that's okay. And I'm working on being more patient on the road. And I'm not gonna get any more tickets. I'm gonna drive like a gentleman. I'm gonna drive like a real man would, and respect the laws of this world that I am kind of forced to live in. Whatever. That's beside the point. Shout out to the ops. Love the police. And grateful for their work, even if they give me a little ticket here and there for disobeying a law. So that's a bit of a sidetrack, but the point is, cottage food operation permit application has been submitted. Joanne will hopefully get that approved sooner than later next week. and we'll be on our way. I also applied for a business license in the city of Mill Valley, because that is an additional requirement for running a cottage food operation. Very excited about that. Getting things in motion is kind of the theme of the day, and keeping up momentum, also one of the themes of the day. So feeling good off that. I pulled out the old iPad with the old Magic Pencil. Honestly, great product, but the iPad, I have the iPad Air, and it gets really hot and overheated and laggy, and is honestly kind of shitty on all of the battery and overheating front. But the actual product itself is pretty awesome when it's not overheating and out of battery, which is far too often. But again, can't complain. I bought it. I didn't do the research. I should have got the iPad Pro, whatever. Another tangent, but business license, cottage food application permit, or permit application, said it backwards. But yeah, we're going on that. We are rocking and rolling. And before you know it, I'm going to be achieving my trusty revenue and profit goals here for the businesses that I promised myself I would start. And Clayton's Homemade Kitchen is on the way. So keep an eye out. If you have any marketing materials or connections that may want to help out a young and up and coming business owner, get some really nice labeling and stuff out there, ping my line, call 1-800-Clayton is the man. It's not a real number. Please don't call that, especially toll free. Someone calling me? Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to. Oh, not a chance. You can't call me in the middle of a podcast. Unbelievable. I got to keep my phone down. So we got that done. And then I had a job interview today. Pretty exciting. Actually not that exciting because it's a corporate job, but sales job, something I just found through LinkedIn. It was like, oh, they're hiring in Marin. So I clicked on it, and then actually a gal I used to work with back in the day at one of my old jobs actually works there currently. So I reached out to her. I was like, hey, can you refer me? She did. I had an intro call last week. Then I went to Hawaii, and then scheduled the formal interview for today. And it went great, honestly. The two gals that interviewed me, the director and the manager, were both very lively, very normal, talkative, fun folks. We had some good, kind of real conversations. I've had so many interviews throughout my days and, or throughout my, career, whatever. And a lot of times you get on them and you're just like, shoot me. You got to just bullshit, and you got to, just tell them what they want to hear, what you think they want to hear, but they're oftentimes so dry and boring. You can't really tell what they might want to hear. Don't really know if you're a good fit. Don't know if they're a good fit for you for them, vice versa, yada, yada, yada. Today was not like that. I was pleasantly surprised. It is Friday, so hopefully the two gals I talked to were, feeling that good Friday energy, but it went well. They seemed impressed. They said I was clearly very intelligent, professional, able to hold a conversation, clear that I have a good process for how I sell products. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next. Worst case, nothing happens. Best case, I find a job or career that I really love and make a shit ton of money and keep doing my projects on the side and obtain the life I've always wanted. So we will see how that goes. But I was a little bit nervous just because I haven't interviewed in a while, but also I have nothing to lose. So I was pretty calm as soon as the call actually started. Just those classic nerves beforehand. If you don't have nerves, you probably don't care that much, or you're over prepared, or whatever it may be. I think it's good to have a little bit of nerves. So kind of crushed it, to be frank. Had some funny moments on the call. I was very candid and honest on my end. It seemed like they were as well, which is always a good sign that there actually might be some life in that, because when you get through a bullshitty interview, it's like, hey, even if they offer me the job, if we're not being ourselves, and that's already an obstacle to dive into something working with a team of people that you can't trust to be themselves, and you can't trust yourself to be yourself around them. So overall, pleasant surprise. And I thought I interviewed pretty well. I think I have a good story behind me now. I think I've matured and aged to a point where I kind of know myself, know what I'm actually looking for, and able to just convey that and speak from the heart without having to like recite something or go off notes that are maybe less than completely honest. So that felt really good. And whether I end up getting the job and or taking the job, or whether I keep interviewing for other things, or whether I abandon all of that completely and end up just selling fucking popcorn out of my kitchen, who knows? But it was a good moment for me to have the opportunity to interview, present my story, and if nothing else, just network with some folks in the industry. So job interview went good. Threw on a little Lululemon polo for it. Shirt I got it probably 8-10 years ago at this point, when I was a real chonker and it was just way too small. And now I've worn it to a handful of interviews throughout my life because it fits pretty snug when I'm fit and in shape, and I'm pretty close to being fit and in shape here, and just kind of looked jacked on the call, and it was sick. So that's always good, and a good little confidence booster there. And by the time that wrapped up, we were around 2:30, scheduled a couple of emails to go out to the two gals who interviewed me, thanking them a little 30 and 45 minutes after the call. Got them scheduled right away, but scheduled them for 30 and 45 minutes later to be casually late on the follow-up. Not late, but not immediately like, oh, thanks for fucking talking to me. And not on Monday either. Make sure it's today. Show them, hey, I had a good time. Good conversation. Let's move to the next round. All right, let's get Big Clay going. Give me an offer, huh? So, yeah, that was good. 2:30 p.m. It was all wrapped up. My brother called me right when it was over. He had the night free up until the Costco extravaganza I mentioned earlier, because his wife was out at dinner or something with some friends, or I'm not sure exactly what, but was busy. So he was like, oh, let's hang out. Let's do dinner. I had leftover meatballs from yesterday that are tremendous. I also have garlic butter left over from the sales last week. It's been in my freezer, good as new, fresh out the freezer. And it's butter, so you can freeze it. It's nice and chill, whatever. But put a little Parmesan cheese in that garlic butter, and made a little bit of garlic. I picked up a baguette on the way to his house in the afternoon so that we can make some meatball sandwiches. Made a little garlic bread and then put the meatballs on it, and my goodness, was that delicious. Also, when I picked up the baguette, it was hot to the touch, fresh out of the Good Earth grocery store bakery, and that just really fired me up. Felt a little bit European there. It's got good ingredients. It's just bread flour, water, salt, yeast. No bullshit, no preservatives. It's definitely a daily fresh baguette, and I got it hot, so it was super fresh. Clearly they had just popped a batch of them out because the whole bread section was full and they were hot, and it was, had a couple bites right away, just munched a little bite off the tip, pause. And, it was so good. Took me back to dining in España and Paris. So that was great. Went over to my brother's, very hot today, very hot in his house. He doesn't have AC. Doesn't really have a fan set. He had one little fan. He needs to get some more fans. We talked about that today, but it was good. We were both tired, both sore. We just ate meatball sandwiches. I also brought some cabbage over and made my classic Big Clates Hawaiian miso dressing. Threw it on the cabbage with some cherry tomatoes and chopped green onions. So delicious and refreshing, especially on a hot day. The meatball subs were obviously a little bit heavy and hot, but to keep the house cool, we went and grilled the bread out on the grill to cook it. And then the meatballs were already made, so just heated those up on a pot real quick. Really good meatball subs. Ended up eating them kind of open-faced because I overloaded it with meatballs. And then we watched the College World Series and a little bit of the Oakland A's game, or the Las Vegas A's, or just the Athletics as they're called today, I guess. Really kind of washed day. It was chill. It was a good time. We just hung out. Yeah, not much to it, but I knew I had to come home and rip a podcast episode to keep the momentum going. Overall, a very good day. Got a great run. Got a nice sun walk. Got some good lounge time. I had the meatball sandwich meal, which was awesome. I had the rice, beef, and egg kind of Asian bowl meal, which was awesome. Got to spend time with my brother. Got to go get an ice cream in the evening with him and his wife, my sister-in-law. It was hot today. It was nice and warm. Got to drive my truck around town a little bit. Got to experiment with a nice cold brew recipe. Just did a little half and half shaken with ice. Absolutely delicious. So no complaints today. Certainly no complaints. Overall, a very good day. Very enjoyable. Much gratitude. Got to interview for a job. Got to meet some new people. Got to essentially start day one of my business and submitting my business license application as well as my cottage food operation permit. So, yeah, God is good. God is great. I think I'm going to cut it off there for a pretty quick episode. Going to do a big hike in the morning. Not sure what the trail's going to be, but I think I'm going to go over to my mom's house beforehand and make a... Whoa! Damn, son, big car, motorcycle, something just drove by. But I'm going to go over to my mom's because there's some leftover thin sliced turkey that I carved up with the meat slicer yesterday sitting in her fridge because she's out of town all weekend. And I'm going to go make a nice sandwich with me, probably to bring on the hike, maybe bring an apple, make a nice cold brew for the car ride or the beginning of the hike, grab the Camelback, hoping to do like 12, somewhere between 12 and 20 miles tomorrow. I'm not sure how long I'll end up going for, but very excited for that. Maybe get a little caffeine tweaked, maybe do the coffee and then bring a yerba mate or something with me. It's probably a little bit of a cope since I'm almost 4 weeks into no marijuana and certainly having some urges or desires, especially on the hike. Because back in the day, meaning like most of my life and up until like 2 months ago, or even a month and a half ago, I would rip hikes and just bring a little pipe with me and the grinder and just rip bowls every like 2 to 3 miles. And it's very fun. It's very introspective, but also it makes you want to eat. It makes you want to drink. When I did the Dipsy, I got like a bag of Chex Mix and an extra yerba mate and some other little treats at a market out there. And like, I just don't need to be eating that. And I certainly wouldn't have if I wasn't stoned. So there'll be some sober hikes, I guess semi-sober, because I'm going to be ripping caffeine. But, one step at a time. We're stacking bread each day. We're building momentum, laying a brick, getting 1% better each day. Just word vomit there. A couple of different buzzword kind of phrases and cliches. But the point is, life is good. And, thanks for listening today. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be at 5 to 10 subscribers soon. I think we're at 2 currently. Better than 0. Let's fucking go, baby. So that's what we got. It's almost 9:20 p.m. here in beautiful California, June 12th, 2026. A great day. Every day is a great day. God is good. God is great. Love yourselves. Love each other. Be great and honor God. And that's all we got today. Sweet dreams. Godspeed. I think that's it. Until next time, hopefully and probably tomorrow. And go Spurs. Hopefully they can fight back from the 3-1 lead. Good night, USA.